Alright, things went well in your video, both of them. And because we're still doing how do you work things up during the lesson to ensure everything is played correct and kind of figuring out where you should be speed-wise for what you work on during the week, what I did was kept the same speeds for 1 and 2 here, but I just basically increased the difficulty a little bit. So number 1, I'm going to play in a different scale or different key, and it's in A harmonic minor, and you got lots of chord changes happening on this one. So that's the thing that makes it more difficult than the previous, is extra chord changes, lots of them. So good idea is focus on learning one line at a time. So until that feels comfortable, I would not start working on this. Get that one comfortable by itself, get this one comfortable by itself, and so on. Now, each line is played twice. However, when you do work on it, and again, just one line at a time, but also make sure you practice going to the next chord as well. So basically what's highlighted, you want to work on that. This way you are practicing transitioning to the new chord and ending on that downbeat. Always a good idea to practice stuff like that. Technically you could just end with that final upstroke, but it's much more difficult to know for sure you ended at the right point. Ending with those downstrokes, those downbeats, makes it way more simple to know you hit it with the click properly. Alright, so since we got a lot of chord changes here, let's play this at 60 and then the goal speed of the 120. Here we go. 1, and 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1. Alright, 120, and something you could do if you like. When I was putting this together, I palm muted a lot of it, but just thought it sounded better. So if you want to add some palm mute, go right ahead. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was going to blow it there for a minute. Alright, number 2. So, the beginning here starts off just like you did last time. And what you did last time was really this right here. So the difficulty increase is because we're basically playing this bar here, but we're changing this note out for this note. So the fingers got to keep moving all over the place a little bit more before you get this little break at the end here. But it does the same thing as before. It's gonna, there's the whole pattern right there. And then it moves it up an octave, plays it there, and then moves it up another octave, and then we resolve to this high A note. Alright, so just so I can have it all on screen, let's see, what can I do to have that all on screen? I just don't want it to be too squished. What if I did, just for the video, 6 bars a line? I guess that can work for this. Actually, I think that'll work for the video. Alright, so 100 beats per minute still. And just like before, working on one piece, one section at a time. Good idea. Because of this, because they all end with that quarter note there, that's totally fine to work on that. So just working on 4 bars at a time is totally fine. You could also work on the full section or whatever octave you're on at the time. For example, like going from here to here. So all that would be good to work on as well. But whatever you feel is most appropriate for you, which would ever help you the most, do that. Just make sure you're not doing too huge a chunk at a time. Because like, I would not want to work this entire thing up in 5s. That's too much room for error. Anyway, here we go. 100. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And there we go. Alright, any questions, let me know. And I will see you again next week.